Well, I think the tone is being set for the day. We could have a very good day's hurling. Now I'm led to believe that you weren't with us so far, and we're late starting on the stream. The match wasn't late starting due to a technical error. The stream is just a tad behind, but we're on air now. 8.5 minutes gone. 1-2 for Faughs, 4 points for Whitehall Colmcille. It's been a good game so far, and Paddy Spellesy knocks over his third from a place ball so far in this game. Joe Fortune, keep in mind people haven't seen any of it yet. What's it been like?
It's been really good so far, both clubs really going at it, and you can see the importance of them wanting to win this senior 2 before they go back up to senior A, because both clubs are there already. But very impressed so far. It's played at really good pace. Spellesy has been erring on his frees, has been really good. But Brennan, when he got inside, when that ball broke the ground, that there was no stopping that goal as well. And I think some of the defenders thought Spellesy might actually go for that last one there as well. But really impressed so far, and two clubs that have put so much into this year, and both of them obviously want to get that cup back to the clubhouse this evening.
Well, just to give you the timeline, Enda O'Donnell got the opening score. Spellesy scored a 65 in a free to make it 3 points to no score to Whitehall Colmcille. O'Brien and Brennan got 2 points in a row for Faughs to make it 3 points to 2. Connor Sheedy then scored for Whitehall Colmcille to make it 4 points to 2. Then a long high ball dropped in on top of the goalkeeper. He tried to bat it away. Brennan ran onto it, flicked it up and just flicked it home, didn't put it into his hand. That made it 1-2 to 4 points, and then Spellesy just got that score for Whitehall Colmcille to make it 5 points to 1-2. So we're all square. You've joined us at a very good time, just shy of 10 minutes gone. It is the Senior 2 Go Ahead Dublin hurling final coming up a little bit later. The Senior 1 decider between Kilmacud Crokes and Nafina. That will be live on TG Cahir, so you will be able to watch it. You've got Dubs TV with you for the Senior 2 decider. Luke McCarthy launches it down the line. That's a fantastic take at Sheedy. He's already got a point, and now he's got another one. I think he was going for goal, but he couldn't keep it under.
Yeah, great score, and I said that to you, he just took a year out last year, the year before Russian, and he was a fine player in 19 and 20 as well for Whitehall, really common player, and he's won 2 really good balls inside there now as well. But again, I suppose Faughs will be a little bit disappointed that they're not getting the ball in faster into the full forward line, and that was the first time I think we actually saw Owen O'Donnell on the ball properly as well. And he can do serious damage in this if he wants to.
Spilled off to Hurley. Derry Noonan tries to sweep it up. He's only young Derry Noonan in his second season in the senior squad. Kieran Nagel gets it back, sees a man in space. That's Kieran Brady. The only late change to the Faughs starting team. Brady in for Heavey, who is wearing number 14. Brady going for the score. Brady getting the score.
Yeah, great score by Kieran Brady. I was very impressed with him the last day when he came in. I said it a couple of times, and again we would have had him at under 21 level in 16, and was surprised he wasn't starting the last day, but come in and really put the ball over the bar there now as well to say, look, I'm back.
It's a shootout so far. Enda O'Donnell, who got the opening score of the game, only just under 11 minutes ago, but it seems like it was ages ago. Sean Foran strokes it towards the posts, and the umpires indicate that it's over. It's Foran's first of the game.
Yeah, good score, and credit to Paul Fogden as well. He's allowed that game to be physical and tough, because it's the sod is wet. Credit to the grounds people here, in fairness for all the rain it's fell, but Paul is letting the game go and staying up close to the play as well.
Really good play by Whitehall Colmcille. Fantastic point by Sean Foran. They're looking to respond, folks. Can they do so? Liam Mostyn. Good pass. Trying to get out of trouble is Hennessy. It was O'Brien, I do beg your pardon. Now it's into the hand of Kieran Nagel. Gets it back to Kieran Brady. Brady is smothered fantastically by Sean Foran. We saw how good he is in attack just a second ago. Now we've seen how good he is to tackle, to work hard, to get turnovers, and he gave it the full John Milan fist pump there, didn't he?
No, he did. And again, from when you work that hard, and you win that ball, you're gonna really put the hands to the crowd as well and lift the crowd over there as well. And in fairness to both clubs, Oisin, they've bought good representation here as well, and for a senior B county final as well. But really good tackling. Faughs probably took a little bit too much out of it and need to get that ball a bit faster inside.
It's a good line ball. Whitehall Colmcille forward gets out to meet it. That was Sheedy, couldn't make it his, trying to sweep it up. Paddy Spellesy back in the hand of Faughs. That's surely a free out. Referee allows play to continue. David Croke takes it. David Croke. The ball went out to the wing, and Jack McVeigh getting away from Lee Gannon. Outside he's got Kieran Brennan. Brennan, we know he can finish. This time he chooses to pass. Bounces away from Nagel, but luckily for him it goes to his teammate. The gap opens up a bit. Carl O'Mahony.
Yeah.
Good score by Carl O'Mahony. He's first of the game.
Great score, and there was probably a couple of occasions there where Paul could have blown it up and let them go because they were going forward as well. Good refereeing, but great score by O'Mahony and put the ball straight over the black spot.
Level again. It's a really good game. They're both going at it, aren't they?
They are, like, but look, you'd expect them to as well, Oisín, because they've had two of them have really good years. Credit to management. They've 2 really solid years. Back to Senior A next year. Why not really go at this now and get yourself a cup back to the clubhouse before you go back to Senior A next year?
Jack McVeigh with another long delivery, getting a stick to it was Moran, but he couldn't clear it. Liam Mostyn, great block down by Eddie Moran. Great block down. It will be a line ball to Faughs, but the alternative was worse. James O'Brien coming over to take it.
Whitehall seem to be allowing Dara Gray sit back into that pocket, which is kind of creating a small bit of space around the middle for Faughs, but they're not breaking that central line then as well, and obviously the Whitehall full back down, they're in.
The Kilkenny man, Eamon Hennessy, hits it wide. It's the 3rd wide for Faughs, who've won more Senior 1 titles than anyone else, but the last of those titles was in 1999. You can only win another one if you're back in it, and they are next year.
Yeah, look, a massively historical club, hurling-wise, in Dublin. It's just for those people at home, it's trying to work out the patterns inside, and you can see that O'Donnell is sitting off, which is himself, and between himself and Gray are having that spare man in and not following the 11 back out. So it's creating a 2-on-2 inside.
Ball might break here for Sean Foran. Faughs have got it back to Carlo Mahoney. He'll go where he's needed. Trying to get out to it, Eamon Hennessy. He's followed all the way by Cian Murphy. Hennessy got it. That's a good take. James O'Brien, he's jinxy. He had a man in front. He could have gone to Nagel, but he didn't need to. Good score by James O'Brien. He's 2nd of the game.
No, I think you have it bang on there, Oisín. He could have went, but he didn't. And every time he sees to be on that front foot, he's causing problems to the Whitehall defence. I think Whitehall need to get a ball out to Paddy here as well to win it in the half-forward line. Like that. Fantastic stuff.
Spellisy, he was looking for Cormac Costello, couldn't find him, but it doesn't matter because it's a free in.
Yeah, Spellisy's a great hand on him. He reminded me once or twice when we came across each other when I was with Bowden, but he's a super hand, and I suppose the big thing for me is when Ronan Murray in goal for Whitehall, when he's under any pressure at all, if he can put a ball on top of that fella's head, he'll catch 8 out of 10 balls for you.
Spellisy looking for his 4th, and the point that will bring us level again.
Really good pace to it so far, Oisín, and I was a bit worried this morning with all that rain that fell yesterday and the day before too, but really good pace to it, and both teams really going at it so far.
Spellisy knocks it over, as you would expect. We're level once again. Level 4 times already. Only 16 minutes gone. Tells you everything you need to know about this game. It bounces away from McKenna. Niall O'Connor gets it into the hand. Cushion ball, gives it to Owen O'Donnell. Owen O'Donnell is blocked down. He was too casual, but he wins it back, much to his credit. Dara Gray. Only Owen O'Donnell could make such a clanger like that and then recover and get a good pass away. O'Donnell squirts out of his hand. That's a bit of a wild pull by O'Brien. Referee lets it flow. O'Donnell trying to find Dara Gray. Dara Gray pulls on it. Sean O'Brien gets out to it first. Clearing it is Conor O'Shea.
Ball.
Great ball to James O'Brien, who's looking for his 3rd. He might have more on his mind at a point. Inside is Liam Mostyn. Good save by the goalkeeper. And that's a wasted chance for Faughs. He possibly should have gone inside to Liam Mostyn. Here's O'Donnell. Looking down the line for Sheedy. Costello gets out to it, leaves it behind Sheedy. Kicked into the path of Endo O'Donnell, Owen's brother. He's being tugged back there. It's a free in. Before we talk about that free, what about that chance down there? Did he do the right thing, or should he have passed inside?
I think he did the right thing and go for it on a day like today. I think he had to go for it. His run was incredible inside. The only thing, he hadn't got another catch. If he had had the chance to get the ball back in his hand again, there was no doubt he was going to bury it. But look, credit to the keeper. A great double save actually as well, because when the ball came across, there was another opportunity for the keeper if he wasn't brave enough for the ball to go across the square. But look, that's what you'll say. It's easy now to put the ball over the bar, but in the final, that could really could have put a bit of daylight between them. But Whitehall looked dangerous every time that ball goes into the full forward line. Costello just dug the hurl into the ground the last time there, but every time the ball goes in, they look dangerous.
Spellisy looking for a 2nd point in a row, and he gets it. Whitehall, Colmcille go back in front. Not sure if we were on or off air at the time, because again, due to a technical issue, we started late, but Whitehall Colmcille looking for a second trophy of the day. Earlier on they won the Junior C Championship, beating Nafina in the final in their own club grounds. Comes to Sean Foran. Sean O'Brien read it really well. It's a risky enough one. It was almost intercepted by Sheedy, but there was just a little bit too much on it. Lots of blocks, lots of hooks. Just slips away from O'Donnell. Eamon Hennessy tries to get there and does. Hennessy leaves it behind. Might fall here for Kieran Brennan. Good ball to David Croke. It opens up a bit for Croke. He's been chased down by Giles. Croke has to shorten the grip. Croke, it's still there for him. Tries to poke it forward, left behind. And Whitehall Colmcille get enough bodies back. And Owen O'Donnell, cool as you like, slots it out to Niall O'Connor.
Yes, 3 good chances, Ocean, isn't it, for goals? And like you said, maybe if they pop the ball over the bar, but they've been told obviously to run at the Whitehall defence. This fella's pace.
Derry Noonan in his second senior year. Great tackle by Carlo Mahoney. Now it's Emmett McKenna. The crowd really getting into this one. A great atmosphere. Hope that's coming across wherever you're watching.
He just got a little bit sloppy there. Our first 10 minutes were really, really good. It got a little bit sloppy there with another good goal chance to get back inside. But look, if your Faughs management are going to be happy when they run at the Whitehall defence, they're causing problems.
Jack McVeigh didn't catch that right. I think it's fair to say.
Into the pitch and puck course, I'd say.
Remember, you can join the conversation via social media. #GoAheadDSH1, and don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, because whatever we've got going on, be it live games or draws or features or anything else, then it will pop up for you automatically. This, as it stands, is our last day out of the season on Dubs TV, but I have a feeling the second game is going to go to a replay. Enda O'Donnell. So it might not be our last day out. We'll talk about that in a while. Paddy Spellacy. Inside it goes. Can he turn? Yes, he can. It's Cormac Costello. He's able to find Lee Gannon. Gannon, through a forest of bodies, goes to ground. Referee says nothing doing. Costello tries to get it again. Costello does get it into the hand. Costello, from a tight enough angle, hits the woodwork.
He's a menace though, isn't he, when the ball goes in there? Like, he hasn't a lot of hurling done, obviously, but what an incredible underage player he was. And even the last day we were in here for the Senior B semis, himself and Kieran Kilkenny, what a loss to Dublin Hurling, as much as they're a massive benefit to the football, because as minors they were incredible. And you can see every time the ball goes in, he's just a menace, and his ability to turn his feet is incredible, so. Well,
I remember Humphrey Kelleher when Kieran Kilkenny was about 12 or 13 saying to me, as Derry Noonan heads off, and coming in is Dylan Constantine, but I remember when Kieran Kilkenny was 13-14, Humphrey Kelleher saying, watch out for this kid, he's one of the best hurlers in the country, but he's also great at football.
Yeah, and probably could have sent it about another 10 or 12. Great catch by O'Donnell there as well.
Fantastic catch by O'Donnell. From the Dublin point of view, you wonder what might have happened in that Leinster final when they lost so many players ahead of their clash with Kilkenny. He was one of them, and I don't think people realise outside of Dublin just how good Owen O'Donnell is.
O'Donnell's a fine player, but again, when you look at the but you look at, I suppose, football's benefit, the likes of Johnny Cooper as well. I had him a minor, he was a super minor hurler as well. But look, that's for another day. But so far, so good. These teams are really going at it, but just a bit sloppy in the last kind of 7 or 8 minutes or so, and maybe the ground is having a small bit of an impact on it.
Hooks and blocks going in as well. It's fairly intense. It's fierce out there. Costello trying to get out in front. Looks like he's going to be beaten to it. He is. Great tackle. Really fine work. I think that's McVeigh who goes in to try and win it. It's the fullback Gavin Kenny who got the initial couple of tackles in. Did brilliantly on Costello there.
Absolutely, Gavin Kenny did really, really well there. I was very impressed the last day that we were here with Jack McVeigh at 5. Didn't realise he was only kind of 23, 24 from looking at it today, but he was a fine performance the last day against Kieran Kilkenny. But I think I like the way the referee's letting this go as well. He's not taking the theatrics. He's not taking. I think we need more of that. Let that physical game happen when it's within the realm of what it should happen.
James O'Brien chasing after it with them for company. Liam McCarthy. O'Brien gets it into the hand. Has Brennan outside. Great work by McCarthy. Just wouldn't let him go, and then sweeping in his own O'Donnell. Great work by Whitehall Colmcille. O'Donnell playing it down the line for Spellacy. He's being chased down by Carlo Mahoney. Spellacy. That's an exquisite score. His first from play. But
what a score, and again, you'd probably, from a coaching point of view, give out to him nearly, and I'm sure he'll remind me during the week, but just over the shoulder, reminds the wing back then on the way out to you. Just needs to be careful as well after getting a great score, but so far he's been the top forward for Whitehall.
Fantastic work from Paddy Spellacy. Conor O'Shea, he can score from this kind of distance. He is dropping it in though. Liam Mostyn is the target. Mostyn. Hennessy is stuck to, he's covered so he can't go to him. It's a little bit risky. It is one again, Croke. That's a fine score by Croke.
Yeah, good score. I think when they get the ball in fast rushing into that full forward line, it's proven, it's getting its dividends out of it as well. Like, you know, when they're over laborious at times in around the middle, but look, it's score for score so far. Like, you know, there's only a point in it. Whitehall a point up with 7 or 8 minutes to go in the first half.
David Crook, his dad is the club photographer. No doubt you'll see him around the pitch somewhere, camera in hand. I'm sure he got a shot of that. Whitehall lead once again by 1 point. A game that's flying by, and now that we have a stoppage for an injury, down injured is Paddy Spellesy, the water bottles are flying on.
Yeah, look, you couldn't compare, I suppose, earlier on this morning. Like, it looked like it was going to be a horrendous day, but the sun is out here now. Like, and you know, everybody looking forward, I suppose, to the next game as well. But at the moment, these two teams really going at it, and I suppose for the year that they've had, credit both teams on a day like today, like for really, really going at it and bringing that cup back home to the club this evening. Chris Mooney just reminding the water can't go on at specific times too there.
Ronan Murray going long. Falls kindly. Costello bottled up, but he's got a bit of time, got a bit of space. Had a runner inside, that was Gray, but he couldn't get it to him, so he went outside instead to Luke McCarthy, who has a shot. And it drops into the hand of the goalkeeper. I called him Liam McCarthy earlier on. I think that's a Freudian slip in a hurling sense. Luke McCarthy unlucky there, just didn't carry, trying to retrieve it as Paddy Spellesy. Who's going to win the battle here? The referee keen to let it flow, but eventually there are times when you have to blow the whistle and stop it. Oh. I think we'll have to stop again. Whitehall, Colmcille have won intermediate hurling titles and under 21 titles and all that, but they've never won a senior hurling title.
Yeah, and I suppose the whole restructuring idea as well, yeah, off the ground, he's right, Paul is right. The whole restructuring this year as well allows clubs, I suppose, as well. You know, yesterday you saw with the intermediate final two, you know, both those teams, Portmarnock and Sylvester's, you know, have been senior teams over the last couple of years. So there's restructuring maybe allowed that year as well for clubs to have a real bite at winning a senior title or intermediate title, which they may not have had before.
It certainly allows you to build.
Yep.
What a year it's been for Sylvester's, promotion in both hurling and football. That's a great catch, Eamon Hennessy. I beg your pardon, James O'Brien. James O'Brien slots it over. Yeah, his third so far, all from play.
Win your own ball in the forward line, you know, and bang over the bar. You know, that's what every coach wants. I'm sure Johnny Greville's delighted with that.
Johnny Greville, the Westmeath man, who's going in with you in Westmeath.
Yeah, next year, please God.
Ball drops. Who's going to win it? It's some battlefield down there. Conor Sheedy gets it out to Costello. Costello, who is yet to score. Well, now he has a tick beside his name. Costello with his first point. Yeah,
and he's been marshalled really, really tightly inside, and I suppose he had a chance maybe to run at it there, but just been smart and just popped the ball over the bar.
Good response to that Faughs score to go up the pitch straight away and get another one within the space of a minute.
Tackle.
It's a free in.
Yeah, I thought he got the ball there as well coming through. You know, it's very physical in that for people at home who can't see. In the half forward line there as well between Kieran Brady and Paddy Spellesy in that kind of area, it's very, very physical. A lot of off the ball as well, reminders. But haven't really seen much of Dara Gray so far. And you know, you'd expect in the next few minutes now you might see a little bit more from him, because you know he can be a Rolls Royce at times as well when he's moving on the ground. But the ground is heavy, Oisín. That's like the type of game that maybe both teams are trying to play as well. It's not conducive to the fact that the groundsmen have done great work, but there's an awful lot of rain after falling.
Carlo Mahoney, who has been around for years, was a goalkeeper at one stage, but now you can see why they've let him out the field. His second of the game, a monster score from a free.
Yeah, big score, brings it back to level again.
Ball breaks for Sean Foran. He's in a tight corner that he can't get out of. Brady, good ball. Croke. Is that a frontal shoulder from Dara Gray? Referee just lets it go. I think he's forgotten the whistle. Here's Faughs trying to slalom through a crowd of bodies. And now the free in is given. And listen to that noise.
Yeah, fair roar there, and I thought Kieran Brady had done really, really well. I think that's a little bit harsh, but look, he's letting it go in fairness. But I think maybe, like you said, there was a draw. Ooh.
A few shoulders afterwards. Spellacy lining it up. And Spellacy sending it over.
He hasn't missed one, Ocean, has he? He's been very, very good on the frees today.
Back in front by 1. Hogan finds O'Brien, who kills it stone dead with a beautiful touch. Jack McVeigh looking inside for Brennan. That's a really good turn by Kieran Brennan, the goal scorer. Brennan! He's now on 1-2.
Yep. What a touch out here though as well. Like James O'Brien, very, very impressive player. Like, you know, small in stature, but his touch on a wet day like that is, you know, even though the sun is shining, but the ground is so you know, it's what a touch to kill that ball.
Well, you can see why both of these teams will be playing in Senior 1 hurling next year. Sean Foran, one last bit of Senior 2 business to deal with. That's to try and win today, to try and win the final, to try and go up as champions. Good ball, winding up and having a go is Niall O'Connor. That's some go as well. Niall O'Connor with his first.
Yeah, it's a fine score from big distance too. Lifts the crowd, and again for people that are not here, like there's real vocal support there from both clubs, like, and as there should be on county final day. But you know, it's a credit to both clubs for the people that they brought, a bit of colour there as well.
Well, obviously you can see the crowd on the far side. You might not be able to hear them as well as we can in the crowd. There's also a good crowd underneath us in the terrace. Brennan swatted away from him. Great work again. Fantastic defending. Sean Foran waiting for it, then gets it. Foran looking, but Sean O'Brien is going to get there. Conor Sheedy not giving him anything easy. That squirts out. O'Brien just pulls on it. Falls into the path of O'Donnell. A lucky break. Can he take advantage? He's got Spellacy inside.
Save.
Great save. Comes back to O'Donnell. Rolled away from him. Here's Spellacy. Great block again. This game has everything. Faughs look to get it away. They can't do so. Great block again by Enda O'Donnell. Faughs had it, then lost it. Back to Cormac Costello, and they do get a score out of that attack. 2 points now for Costello.
What a save, what a block, and it's a pity for Faughs' sake, because in fairness they'd battle so hard, and then to allow that ball, in fairness Cormac like just flick the ball over the bar and gets a point at the end of it. But great defending, great save by the keeper as well, and a really good run by young O'Donnell. Well,
you can argue that the end result wasn't too bad for Faughs, because really Whitehall Colmcille should have got a goal out of that attack. It was the last one of the half. At the break, Whitehall Colmcille 14 points, Faughs won 9. If this game isn't supposed to matter, no one told either of these two teams. It is the go-ahead Senior 2 Dublin hurling final. Both of them are already up next season, but they really want the cup. Joe, it's been really good.
It has. It's been really entertaining, and I know people at home lost the first few minutes to a technical issue, but it was really, really good stuff. There was a 7 or 8 minute spell maybe from 18 to 25 where it struggled a small bit. It got a bit sloppy, but both teams really going at it, Oisin, and really, really impressed so far with young James O'Brien. I think he's been really, really good. I think Jack McVeigh has had a great first half.
Let's have a look at some of the highlights of the first half.
Just both inside forward lines look dangerous every single time, and this fella, when he's on the move, like, he really, really is capable at any stage of putting the ball over the bar, and he's been around a while, but his wrists are still. He's complimenting the young lads inside.
He's been a winning runner, James O'Brien. He's taken the hits. Could have got a goal here. It was a good save, a double save as by Ronan Murray.
Yeah, I think the keeper was really, really brave there. You have to give to Paddy Spellacy as well. Like, when they look dangerous when the ball goes into the full forward line, but he's been unerring with his frees, and had a chance maybe to get a goal there as well after that great save. But 2 or 3 chances. If Faughs are looking at analysing this at half time, like, they've had 2 or 3 really good goal chances. But so have Whitehall, in fairness, 2 good saves made. One, I suppose, after the whistle. But what a score that was by Spellacy, over the shoulder, and a reminder then to the wing back on the way out.
As I said, there was a technical error, so we weren't here for the first few minutes. We will put that Brennan goal up on social media hopefully later in the day. It's worth a look. It was well taken, the only goal of the game so far, but we've also seen some really great point taking as well, including that one from James O'Brien, one of his 3. That was probably his best of the day.
Super score. It was probably the score of the day as well. Like winning your own ball on the forward line, so important. Sounds so simple, but as managers and coaches, that's what we asked to do. This fella has been a thorn in the side of Faughs as well, Cormac Costello. Like, he looks dangerous every single time he gets on ball. You know, he's just, his willingness and ability to be able to turn so fast, even though he hasn't got that much hurling done, I suppose, over the last couple of years. But again, when Faughs look at this and when Whitehall look at it, they're really going at it, Oisin, and there's no tentative, like, and they've nothing to lose here because both teams are up to Senior A next year. But really exciting so far, and credit to both teams and managements for the show so far.
And the referee has let it flow. He is what I would call liberal.
He is, but he's done a great job, like, you know, and we're crying out for that at times. But there's maybe one or two occasions that either sets might give out. But for me, like, he's let the thing go, and he's He's not looking for theatrics either. Like, a lot of times, some referees that are not experienced.
How is this not a goal? Maybe 2 or 3 attempts at it.
But the heartbreaking thing here, from a management point of view, is that it just gets popped out then after 3 or 4 blocks, and Costello smartly puts the ball over the bar.
Okay, half time in the Senior 2 go ahead Dublin hurling final. Whitehall, Colmcille 14 points, Faughs 1-9. The early stages, the first 8 minutes or so, I understand you weren't able to see, so I'll just remind you of what happened there. We'll bring you, by the way, the best of that a little bit later on. You will be able to watch it later in the day when we put the game back up in full on the YouTube channel. You'll be able to watch it from the start. We'll also put the best clips on social media. Whitehall Colmcille got off to a really good start, scoring 3 points in a row before Faughs got 2 in a row. Sheedy then got his first point for Whitehall Colmcille to make it 4-2. Then Kieran Brennan got a fantastic goal to make it 1-2 to 4 points, and that put Faughs in the lead, and I think you saw it from there. Brennan using his wrists. It was a wristy goal. You will be able to see it a little bit later on. You'll also be able to see the Senior 1 decider between the Fina and Kilmacud Crokes. That will be live on TG Cahir. But we will have reaction to it on the Dublin GA social media channels. At the break, Whitehall Colmcille 14 points, Faughs 1-9. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. We'll be back for the second half, so join us then. Second half underway, 2 points between them. Whitehall, Colmcille 14 points. Faughs 1-9 in the Senior 2 go-ahead Dublin Hurling final. Coming up a little bit later, Nafina against Kilmacud Crooks in the Senior 1 decider. You'll be able to watch that on TG Cahir. Joe Fortune with me. Joe, what are you expecting from the second half?
Yeah, look, a really good first half. I think both managements have made it really clear now to both teams now before they go out. This is the last, I suppose, sense of action for both these teams for the course of the year, and really go at this for the second half for 30 minutes. First half was really entertaining. There was probably a 7 or 8 minute spell that wasn't. Refs allowed to let it go. Like, he's had a really good game so far. So I'm looking forward to the second half. I think both inside lines look really dangerous, and really impressed so far with the work rate of Enda O'Donnell as well. And young James O'Brien looks a talent every time he gets the ball.
Carlo Mahoney gives that one everything and lands his second free of the game, and it's a 1 point match. Referee let it flow, as you say, Joe, in the first half. Conor O'Shea tries to pick it up. Might fall here for Jack McVeigh. It does. The 24-year-old physio. Sandwiched by two defenders, and it's stolen back by Niall O'Connor. Sean O'Brien, he's been out in front of most balls, but Conor Sheedy hasn't given up on any of those balls. Did really well there. Trying to get out to meet it is Kieran Brennan, who scored 1-2 in this game. That's a great turn. Brennan can't get past Owen O'Donnell. That's fantastic though from Brennan. O'Donnell stuck to him like glue. It has broken kindly for Faughs, who get the equaliser.
Yeah, great score rushing, and O'Donnell had made his way back and put a really strong tackle in, and getting a reminder there now as well. But like, really good score off his left hand side. And like I said, both teams look dangerous when the ball goes inside. Their full forward lines for both teams are really dangerous. Great take. A
good score by the Kilkenny man Eamon Hennessy, his first of this game, originally from Freshford in County Kilkenny. Cian Murphy spills it, collected. I think that's Conor O'Shea. It is Conor O'Shea. Paddles it forward. Kieran Brennan. James O'Brien swats at it, but that's going to fall kindly for O'Donnell.
He asked an awful lot of them there as well. Like, on a day like today, just popped it out. The pitch is in great condition. Credit to the groundsman for what it is, but it's still that heavy, like the rain. Here he is.
Lee Gannon trying to get away from Jack McVeigh. Gannon hasn't given up on it. That's a free in, and there was no need for it because there was two around him.
Yeah, to stand him up would have been a lot easier. And Lee has been quiet by a man of his own standards as well. Like, obviously he hasn't been playing that much hurling lately, but again, he's been well marshalled in the first half. But just a silly free to give away there as well. Kieran Brady's had a fine first half.
Lee Gannon, nationally known more as a footballer, but you know it yourself, Joe. You've seen him plenty of times. He's a very decent hurler as well.
Oh, he is, and himself and Cormac Costello for two lads who don't play as much hurling as they used to, or could do, or should do maybe. But they have just so much talent. And again, like I said to you, that Whitehall Colmcille side, Dara Gray, Owen O'Donnell. Cormac had a massive underage career. Lee the same. Paddy Spellisy was involved with Dublin's squads as well. I've been impressed with Enda O'Donnell too. I think he's a massive amount of pace, and obviously when he gets inside, he has that head for goal.
Point number 8 for Paddy Spellisy.
Change here for Faughs now as well, but very impressed with the way they set up their puck outs. Are very good, and again, Kieran Brady going off like he came back for this game I think, but they've made a change here now, wing back. Just got a yellow card. Maybe that's something that's in management's mind.
And you're walking a tightrope when you get a card. Niall Fitzgibbon is in for Faughs. O'Donnell. It's that kind of day where it's hard to catch the ball first time, but he did well to retrieve it. Great block down though. Here's Mostyn. Mostyn trying to get away from Gray. Mostyn doesn't get what he wants on that one. I think it was a half hook in there. Kieran Brennan. Brennan squeezes it over, I think. No, he doesn't. It's wide.
Unlucky. And we haven't really mentioned as well the fact that Fergal Heavey, obviously something has happened to him, because I've been impressed anytime I've seen him as well. Like, so.
And O'Donnell turns his man really well. O'Donnell to increase the lead. Yep. And he's done just that. He's second point of the game.
He doesn't have the same height, obviously, his own, but he has that really big burst of pace. And again, like in around 18 or 19 as well, he was a big player for them himself, and the brother as well, who's I think is out injured at the moment. 2
points apiece so far in the second half. Whitehall Colmcille leading by 2. Liam Mostyn is the intended target. Mostyn trying to get away from Eddie Moore. Nagel got his shot away despite Foran smothering him, and Foran did enough. That's a 5th wide for Faughs.
Yeah, similar to the first half as well, Oisin, that people probably missed, is that Faughs had 2 or 3 poor wides at the start of the first half, and Johnny and the management team over there as well will be really pushing that effort from the line now as well to get the simple score on the board.
Fergal Heavey. Brennan comes out to it, trying to get away from Giles. It's a little bit loose. Eamon Hennessy, battle for it, flicked it out to O'Brien. O'Brien has the legs, doesn't have the accuracy. Yes,
he's a fine player, Oisin. Like I've said it a few times today, like he really is. Like he's both sides. Like again, stature-wise, like needs a bit of work. Like, but again, somebody who should be looked at, because he's really had a couple of games I've been in here now. He's been impressive in both. Good take.
Sean Foran. Fantastic catch. Cormac Costello. He's already got 2 points. Costello wins the free in.
Yeah, he's just dangerous every time, isn't he? He's just a menace. His feet are so good, like, and I think if he had to turn the man there, and credit as well to Gavin Kenny, he's had a fine game at full back, but if Costello had got inside there now, he would have broke the net.
So someone's name is going into the book here.
I don't think, yeah. Well,
and a yellow card.
Again, we emphasise the fact Paul really has let it go, like on the parameters, and good in a good way. Not dealt with any theatrics, allowed a physical game as well, and and credit where it's due, because I think in the weekend that's in it, I think the respect that goes towards referees is important as we move forward as well going into next year.
Spellacy, as you would expect, taps it over. Point number 9 for him. Two between them. O'Brien. He's going for it, no doubt about that. Doesn't get it though.
Yeah, probably needs to feed the ball in there as well, because there's a one-on-one inside, obviously, when he has that chance there as well, rather. But that'll come with time as well. He's had a really good final.
Breaks kindly for Faughs, swept up by Nagel. Hennessy trying to escape from Cian Murphy. Mostyn gets away. Has a man inside, that's Brennan. Mostyn will take it on himself. Brennan's still inside. Mostyn, good save. And it comes to Brennan, who taps it home. Brennan's second of the game.
Like, you have to give it to him, and we talk all the time about the forwards, and I suppose maybe in Dublin as well, we talk about this idea of having that killer instinct, and that's what you wanted your forward. He really ran at the defence there as well. Really good save, but Brennan, that's twice like where he's been in around the area as well to win that ball when it breaks, and he's smart. He still has that smarts about him, so it's all up to play for here now. A really, really exciting last 20 minutes or so.
Fergal Heavey. Brennan flicks it on, flicks it to himself. That's beautiful. Sean Giles is following him, but it's Brennan.
Jesus.
What a game he's having. He's now on 2-3.
A few times I've said I know he's really good friends with Niall McMurrough from Ballyboden, but I compared the two of them have that smart and brain about them that they're well able to move, and you can see the proverbial now the injury kicks in. Like Faughs have really excelled in the last couple of minutes, but what a touch by Brennan. And again, just if he had hit the net with that one there now, it had been shown for years in the clubhouse. He's
been in or around Dublin squads. He has been very unlucky with injury.
He was the same age as the group I had in 07, I think, for minor, so that makes him in and around 30 now, I suppose. But he's look, he has the talent. He's been unlucky in the last couple of years with injury, but he was always up. Like when they were coming through, himself and Chris Bennett were two massive forwards for Faughs, and Chris obviously living in Australia now, if he's listening, like what a forward he was for Dublin as well, with what potential he had, and maybe please God in time he'll come back and revisit that for him.
Well, Kieran Brennan reacted well to the rebound off Ronan Murray's stick. Murray made a good save, but it went up in the air and it invited Brennan onto it. While Cian Murphy's getting some treatment, let's have a look at that second goal by Kieran Brennan.
Yeah, look, and again, when you look at the forward run there, Mostyn really, really brave. I thought he'd taken his wrong angle. He went to the left rather than going to the right, but Brennan inside, little just tap, and smart as well, just in, and the keeper done really, really well, Oisin.
Well, his dad Gus won a senior championship with Faughs. Kieran Brennan wants to get his hands on a medal, get his hands on the trophy. He will play Senior 1 next year, but will they be going up as champions? Cian Murphy's been taken off. I wonder, is it as a blood sub? We will play on. Lee Gannon. Still only 2 between them. This game is swinging wildly around the place.
Oh,
Gannon, what a beautifully weaving run. Costello. He's come further out the pitch, but that's David Croke who intercepts.
Yeah, and so has Lee Gannon. Like, Lee Gannon got that ball there back in his own 40. What a run it was as well. But I wouldn't be taking Costello to there yet.
Sean Foran, 2-on-2 inside. Croke on the second attempt gets it into the hand. He's being closed down. He has to be careful. Does get it away. Endo O'Donnell was after him. Might fall from Mostyn. Mostyn has it in hand. Mostyn.
No.
Just dragged it a little bit. Did well to get the shot away, but wasn't composed when he struck it.
No, he was on the back foot and off his left hand side. I thought he got a lot of hardship there as well. I thought he might have been given a free, but look, like I said, Paul has done really, really well today, so he won't give out with that yet. Great take. This fella, the last 2 games has been really, really impressive. McPhail, like, really fine player, strong as an ox up in the half back line. That
was a great block by James O'Brien on Dara Gray. It has ended up in a line ball to Whitehall Colmcille.
Conor O'Shea as well is having a fine game. Like, they're trying to move him out of 6 an awful lot, which was, he was colossal for them in the semi-final, but he's had a fine game. His distribution is very, very good.
Gray goes to where he intended. Conor Sheedy gets his shot away, gets the point, his 3rd of the game.
Good score. Great atmosphere now over in the stand as well, like for both teams. Like, they're really, the red and Whitehall really driving them on. You can see the Faughs people and people as well maybe starting to come in for the second game too. The huge game later on between Kilmacud and Nafina.
The Faughs had posted 1-1 without reply, so it was important for Whitehall Colmcille to get that score. That's a great catch by Eddie Moran, but he slips it to James O'Brien. O'Brien goes for it when he had Fergal Heavey standing in open space and he missed.
Just small little things, decision making like that, Oisin. Like like I said, he's a fine player, really, really good young player coming through. Maybe a 65 here, but again, just decision making at times, like you said. You saw the man off the shoulder, but then that comes down to your like, you're a lot older than James O'Brien, so that comes down to your experience.
I'm a lot older, but I am a lot, and I mean a lot worse than James O'Brien at probably everything. Everything. Now, it did take a clip on the way, so it's a 65.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's important as one for as well, because they've got 1-1 without reply. Whitehall came back and got a score, like, and to make it a 2-point game with 16-17 minutes to go.
Carl O'Mahony lands it as you would expect, his 3rd free of the game.
I just still think for Faughs to win it, they're going to need another goal as well. I know they're a couple of points up, but you'll always it's in the back. Just having O'Donnell and Costello inside, if they push Owen O'Donnell inside as well, he'll cause untold damage in there.
And if you want, you can throw Owen O'Donnell up there as well. Yeah. He's a really decent forward as well. He can do it all.
There's obviously net going here, that's what I said there, but anyway, we'll keep going. Great to see all the kids there as well.
Sometimes I just block you out, so I don't actually. I know you're talking, but I don't hear what you're saying.
Look, it's been an enjoyable few months now. I said the next time I come in here I won't get the same welcome, but the last couple of months have been good from a Dublin hurling perspective as well. There's a lot of young players out there rushing that are, I'm sure are on the books of new Dublin management, so over the next couple of weeks and that, I'm sure there's going to be some of these young players getting an opportunity and a chance to wear blue over the coming months.
Paddy Spellisy, no real breeze to speak of, by the way, so it shouldn't be an issue for him. Another monster landed by Spellisy.
Yeah, look, he's had a really good final. His frees have been excellent. He had a year, probably a frustrating year last year over. He wasn't in as much as he was or could be. And he's a fine, well able to win his own ball. And again, he's somebody who's had a really good final for Whitehall today.
1 between them. And a change being made going off Niall O'Connor. Got an excellent score a couple of minutes ago. That's straight down the throat of the defence. Can Brennan make it his? It's kicked away. Anywhere will do, as Sean Kellett just moved it out. Kellett then tries to tidy it up, tries to stop it going out for a 65. Tackle. That's a line ball, and himself and Brennan continue to tangle. It's a line ball, which will be struck by Eamon Hennessy. Hennessy goes outside. It's a little bit loose. Whitehall Colmcille will get a man there. Just flipped behind by Lee Gannon. Sean Moran, or Eddie Moran, I beg your pardon, was waiting. Good ball to Sean Foran. Jack McVeigh wins it back. McVeigh. Kept in play, or was it? No, it wasn't. Now Fitzgibbon just a little bit too late to it.
Yeah, just unlucky as well. McVeigh did well again. Just the line ball up at the forwards just was a little bit off, like you said, just a little bit wayward. They're a point ahead, but Whitehall just looked dangerous every time in the half. I just, if Faughs want to win it, I think they're going to need another goal.
Remember, no extra time today. It will go to a replay if it's level at the end of full time. That's a good pickpocketing from Conor O'Shea. Yet to score in this game.
Score, yep.
He generally gets a point or two, and he has done right there.
Yeah, and again David Crowe came across. It's great to see O'Shea is really leading them on there, but they're going to need to keep that scoreboard ticking, because at any stage, like you said, an Owen O'Donnell or a Dara Gray on the edge of that square will cause problems. There's Dara, just as we said it.
Great catch by Dara Gray. Here's the call. Sends it into the path of Cormac Costello. Fergal Heavey chasing him. Costello tries to bring it into a better angle. Costello sails it over. Good score from him, his third.
Yeah, every time I see him, I go, what might have been, because he has so much. His feet are just his way he glides on, even on that soft ground. It's what might have been, but
I'm sure when he's counting his All-Ireland medals, he's not thinking what might have been.
Yeah, but then there might have been other All-Ireland medals maybe in that era that he went away to. Great scorers, I think.
Eamon Hennessy wide. Roland Murray. Plenty of length on that one. Breaks kindly for Kieran Nagel. Sean MacDonald driving away and out of corner back. Good block down by Lee Gannon.
Lee is coming into it, isn't he? He had a quite enough first half. Didn't really see him, but he's definitely had a better second half.
Lee Gannon. It's a free out for Whitehall Colmcille. One between them.
Paddy wants it. It's a fair distance out now.
But there's no breeze, and he's well capable. And worst case scenario, it would probably drop in or around the square. Great atmosphere for this final. The Senior 1 final will it's certainly been challenged, hasn't it, atmosphere wise?
It has, and again, like we said earlier on, these both these clubs, credit to management, credit to players. They've both had two solid years to get back up to Senior A. Now the gulf and the difference in class next year will be huge, but both teams today and both clubs have brought really good colour and great atmosphere in here for a really enjoyable Senior B final so far.
Spellisy looking for the equaliser. It does drop, it's pulled on, but just not enough on it from Conor Sheedy.
No, but I have to tell you, that full back loves timbered. The ball didn't hide there and he wasn't sparing it, and in fairness, great defending.
Owen O'Donnell. It is Spellisy trying to escape from O'Mahony. Falls kindly for Whitehall Colmcille. That's surely a free.
No, I think Paul is right.
The other way.
No.
I thought he put his hands around him and brought him to ground.
I don't think so. No, I think he actually slipped on the ground. And
okay.
Just don't lose your free now. Look, he could be in trouble there now.
Well, two players are getting involved. It's getting heated. It's
number 10.
Yeah, it's easy to say it up here, to keep your cool, but I imagine down there it's something different.
Look, Sean Foran he rose his hand. It's not nothing major. I just think you need to be when you win a free like that, just move on, get the ball. But again, it's been a really physical game, and I hope you can see Chris Mooney coming in there now as well. But Paul Foden's had a really good game as a senior final as well, and I'm sure he'll do a Senior A final in the not too distant future.
And don't forget the Senior 1 final today is live on TG Cahir. Marcus and Nisha, the commentary team, in doing their warm-ups, getting ready. That's a red card. It's a red card for Sean Foran.
Look, I just thought at the time he might have been a little spot of bother, because when you raise your hand at all and when you're seen at all, it can happen, like, you know, and it's not that type of game. Both teams, both clubs have been absolutely fantastic in regards to how they've represented their teams today. But when you give the referee, you know, as my father said, when you give the referee a decision or a choice to make, big thing asked now here. So you can see Spellacy going around and looking at the half forward line. Cormac Costello the same. They're going to have to rally the troops here now, because, you know, when you look at Faughs being a point up, you know, Whitehall are going to need a big finish here now to lift silverware.
Well, we might try and get a look at that incident to see exactly what happened, but Sean Foran, the only thing we know for sure is that Sean Foran has got a red card. Joe, you were saying it there that
I saw it. Like, I think look, when you raise your hand, it hasn't been that type of game, Oisín, and he's not that type of player. So unfortunately, when you raise your hand in this day and age now, and if the player falls or whatever, and you're seen, just unfortunate in the final, because like I said, the two teams have been very, very honest in their endeavour so far.
Well, can Whitehall Colmcille raise it? They've played well all day, as have Faughs, but it's 14 against 15 now. Could that be the difference? Carlo Mahoney has come back to strike this one. He's going for it, no doubt about that. Carlo Mahoney, a leader of this team, a warrior for the club. Well, that one goes wide. So in that sense, it's a let-up for Whitehall Colmcille, but they will still have to play the last 10 minutes or so with 14 players.
Yeah, look, sometimes that can help a team just kind of settle.
Fitzgibbon gets his shot away.
That's
gets his point. It's his first of the game.
He gave a look to the referee as well, because I think he was looking for a free and he didn't get it, and again he just on the spin put the ball over the bar, like, you know. But I think sometimes for teams, you know, I've seen myself just management wise, like when you go down to 14, it can sometimes consolidate the team a small bit more. It happened to us against Wexford this year as well. David Glennon got sent off, and we happened to get a fortunate ending to it, I suppose, as well, with a Derek McNicholas goal. But from my point of view, it might just make lads just a little bit tighter. Like when you're playing that spare man at the back, like Whitehall have been doing, you might just have to push up now and go at it, because when the ball goes inside Oisín, like Cormac looks dangerous, you know, the younger O'Donnell looks really, really dangerous, and look, they're going to need Paddy Spellacy to win a ball here now, the half forward line, which I'm sure he'll look for to do. And
they're going to need leaders. Mikey Noonan has just come in. He is a very good leader, and as you say, Joe, they can run the ball, they can go off the shoulders, and they can battle and get frees. That's exactly what they've just done.
Yeah, they're capable of doing it, and you actually mentioned earlier on, you know, you repeated what I said, like when you put Owen O'Donnell up into the forwards there now, like you did, himself and Paddy Spellacy will win high ball, and again, you know, when you see Enda inside, like he's dangerous, you know, Cormac's dangerous inside too, so there's no panic button being pressed there yet.
Spellacy, well, even if he misses, they're still very much in it, but this would bring it back to a 1-point match. Spellacy, he does it again.
He hasn't missed all day, that fella. No, I'm sure he'll remind me during the week, but like in fairness, his free taking has been exemplary all day, from every distance, every angle. You know, one drop short that nearly created a goal, but other than that, like, he's been absolutely outstanding on the frees.
Eddie Hogan goes long. Fitzgibbon is trying to get under this one. Where is it going to break to? Who's it going to break to? Fitzgibbon goes to ground. Mostyn, that would be
that's
magic if it went over, which it does. Liam Mostyn, well, that's his first of the game. And if you're going to wait this long to get your first, it might as well be a belter like that.
I don't think he's going to give it, though. I think the linesman is calling for the ball out when he threw it up to hit it, which I'm not sure it was, Ush.
We'll see now. They'll cross the flags and it will not count. Well, I'm sure Mostyn won't care about not scoring so long as his team win, but that's really frustrating for him.
It was very tight there, very, very tight. But look, the linesman's better positioned than I am. And in fairness to Paul, he has to listen to his linesman. If his linesman's put the flag up, he has to go with it.
And they've had a decent game, the officials.
Oh,
we haven't spoken about them too much. That's always a good sign.
I've said it a few times. I think Paul will ref an A final in the next couple of years, and deserves so as well, because I think he's let the thing go.
Costello lets it slip. Nagel trying to get away from Costello. Has a man outside. That's O'Brien. O'Brien measures, shoots, and scores. What a game he's having. That's, I think, his 5th point, all from play.
I'd nearly put him in the boot of the car now, to be honest with you, bring him with me, because he has just a little bit of decision making to work on, a bit of physicality to work on, but his striking and his ability to hit from both sides is exemplary.
6 minutes to go.
But here's what you said now, they've pushed O'Donnell up.
In fairness, I just copied what you said. O'Donnell kicks it back to Cormac Costello. Lee Gannon misses that, and it's out. It's the line ball.
just body language. That, like, when something like that happens, you have to lift the team around you. No point in feeling sorry for yourself. Things have happened, move on, get on to the next ball again, and you can see Lee Gannon trying to do that now as well.
And Nisha Waldron, who's on commentary for TG Carr, caught the ball as it went out, and gave it back to Carlo Mahoney. The best ball he's played here for years.
Yeah, I won't say that. Part of the underdog setup I just saw recently as well.
Yeah, they're playing Waterford next Friday night in I think it's called SETU Waterford, or whatever the technical name of it now, but Waterford IT, in the grounds of Waterford IT. That'll be live on TG Carr as well, as will the Senior 1 final, the go-ahead Dublin Senior 1 final between the Fina and Kilmacud Crokes. That's live on TG Carr after this game. And
this has been a really great setup for people at home as well who can't make today, who were away in different countries, whatever else. This B final has been really good quality, leading up to what is hopefully going to be a really intriguing battle later on with two clubs aspiring to get back to Senior A
championship. Into the path of Colin Foley, who can't quite get it into the hand. Comes out here to Sean Gannon. Sean Gannon trying to get around Fergal Heavey. Gannon puts a bit too much on that one. He was looking perhaps for Mikey Noonan. Gavin Kenny, the quiet man of the team, but always does what he needs to do. As they say that, he gave it away to Endo O'Donnell. Paddy Spellisy is looking for it. Paddy Spellisy, well, he was going for the shot, he was half hooked, so it's a dropping ball. Costello goes to ground, it's a free in. Well, they can just tap it over, they don't have to go for goal or anything like that yet, but
yeah, like we've said a few times, Costello causes problems because that physical. He's physically stronger now than what he was as a kid as well. Like, and he's able to hold off the defender. I actually thought the defender did really, really well there, Sean O'Brien. So just an unfortunate free to give away, but this gives Paddy a chance to just put one between them and look really exciting finish.
Speaking of the underdogs, Eamon Hennessy of Faughs was actually part of the setup early on. Could have stayed on, didn't. Not sure why, but
I think a lot of the players, we had a young lad up there as well that was going for it, but it just interfered a small bit with the club training if you were playing at the level to get to a county final like Faughs were.
Spellisy puts it over again.
1 point game.
And I'll remind you again, you're probably sick of me saying it, but no extra time today. We'll have to come back and do it all again if it ends in a draw. Jack McVeigh runs out of pitch, can't keep it in play.
Great noise over the far line as well. It means an awful lot to these two clubs. I think Faughs, such a proud hurling club, highest roll of honour, senior hurling titles in Dublin. We constantly reminded that lads of that as well, and they are a really historical club. And
the ball breaks kindly. Can they get in for something more than a point? Mikey Noonan takes his point. It's all square. He's frustrated. He wants a goal.
Yeah, he came out hitting the hurl there as well. But look, he wanted a goal, but that's all they needed to be back level. So it was a big chance to Ush to get inside.
The noise levels have certainly ratcheted
brilliant.
up. Eddie Hogan, 2.5 minutes to go. The 15 of Faughs against the 14 of Whitehall Colmcille. Chasing after it is Kieran Brennan. It breaks kindly for Brennan, but surging there is Luke McCarthy. What a tackle by McCarthy. Brennan hasn't given up on it. He's got it in hand. Gets it outside. Fitzgibbon, I think that is. Hits it wide.
If you remember as well, Whitehall down to 14 men too, and they've done so well. I said that to you earlier on. Sometimes they could just galvanise people back into, no more this fancy dance, stand off the kind of zonal mark and crack. Get back on your man, do your job, and get the ball up the field. I wouldn't there's a couple of, and it's a big day. Look, both clubs have got back to Senior A, but look, you want to win it to go up.
Well, they're playing like this is the promotion game, if that makes sense. They're playing like something is really at stake here. Lee Gannon might fall for Spellisy. Faughs have the bodies back. It's a battle zone. Endo O'Donnell.
You just don't want to foul if you're a manager there. You don't want him to foul. Well done.
Conor O'Shea left it behind. It's a line ball though to Faughs, or is it to Whitehall Colmcille?
And you see some people.
It's to Whitehall Colmcille.
Yeah, performance analysts at times put up clips on YouTube and Twitter and Instagram and that. There's your forward line. That's what you want. You want your forwards working harder. And you said earlier on, Cormac Costello, how many All-Ireland medals has he got? And he's fighting like his life depends on it for ball at the end there. So this is a big one as well. I wouldn't be surprised if this fella put it over the bar now.
Spellisy, if anyone can, he can. This to put them 1 point in front. Spellisy, it has the air, doesn't have the accuracy. Chance not gone for Whitehall Colmcille. David Croke tackling, but he can't get the ball. Endo O'Donnell left it behind. Endo O'Donnell has it back. No, I beg your pardon. That's actually, yeah, it is Endo O'Donnell. And that's out for a 65.
Four minutes, was it?
4 minutes, I think he said, yeah.
I think one of the stewards actually was acting as an umpire down there as well with the kids. You could see him putting a hand up because it's exciting stuff. And Paddy hasn't missed, like we said, a 65 or a free all day, apart from one really long one that he dropped in short. But is this his chance now to win a county title, a senior county title for Whitehall? Even though I'm sure there'll be a couple of minutes to go after this.
I think they said 4 minutes on the PA. Quite hard to hear from this side of the ground, but Paddy Spellisy looks to put his team in front. Spellisy. He's dissected the poster, has he? No, he hasn't. He hasn't, it just drifted off.
McFay wants it now on the right hand side. You can see he's O'Donnell has dropped off him, so
Hogan went long. Is there to be a winner and a loser today, or will it be a draw? It's won back by Gray. He's so strong. Sent down the line by Sean Kellett. It's 2-on-1 in favour of Faughs. Endo O'Donnell though hasn't given up on it. Flicked out off the hurley of Sean O'Brien, but did it take a touch off O'Donnell on the way.
Linesman was a bit away. I think they were celebrating like it was a Faughs, but I think O'Donnell as well, being honest too. I think the ball did go out off him, so it's a Faughs ball.
Well, earlier on I said this could be our last day out on Dubs TV. It might not be.
Someone will get a chance though, Sheen. It's bound to happen. Like you've another 2.5 minutes left, so somebody will get a chance.
Sean MacDonald flicked on by O'Brien, but won by a Whitehall Colmcille man. That man is Sean Kellett. Here's Lee Gannon. Gannon! No. But it will drop in or around the house. There was a little shove there on Cormac Costello. He didn't get it, but his teammate did. And he's brought to ground. It's Owen O'Donnell. It's a free. Well, you talked about it, Joe. Get Owen O'Donnell up front. He'll do damage. He's won the free, which could win the game.
Yeah, and they'll take their time now hitting it as well, because it's a massive chance and opportunity to win it. I think the questions are being asked. Second yellow. Is it? Yeah.
Second yellow for Gavin Kenny. He has been sent off. If Faughs win this, that might be the smartest thing he's ever done, even though he's got sent off, because if O'Donnell got away, he was in on goal.
But you can see the time being eaten up here now as well. Now Paul won't be, Paul will see that as well, that the time still has to be played. And if you're a Faughs supporter out there, and they've brought up great support here as well, it's a big chance now. Paddy missed a 65. He'll tap this one over the bar, puts them one up, which leaves about, you'd imagine, about a minute and a half, 2 minutes for Faughs to try and get an equaliser. Paul Ryan will probably go for it from there, I'd say.
Paddy Spellisy to put Whitehall Colmcille in front. They're both down to 14. Spellisy taps it over. He could have done it blindfolded. Eddie Hogan assessing his options. Lee Gannon is trying to get there for Whitehall Colmcille, but it almost fell to Fergal Heavey. Now it is Gannon. Mikey Noonan. Good ball. Sean Gannon.
Great tackle.
Great tackle by James O'Brien. But again, getting in there is Mikey Noonan. Mikey Noonan to put Whitehall 2 in front. He hasn't done it. 30
really
seconds left for
The
play.
crowd is leaping over there. It's brilliant for both of these clubs, Ushin, and great idea as well to promote this game, the Senior B final, rather than put it anywhere else. Put it in Parnell Park, just before a big one coming up later on for both teams.
Lee Gannon. Gannon running it up the pitch. Gannon looks up, drops it inside where Owen O'Donnell is. O'Donnell has an option outside. His brother Enda. Great work by the defender.
It's Costello, yeah.
Fantastic work by McVeigh. It was Costello, I beg your pardon. Here's James O'Brien. James O'Brien.
Yep. He has it.
It's gone over. It's the equaliser. It's amazing.
What a score! But he deserves that, Ushin. He's a great game, and you'd hope now. He's asking to play on. What a finish to this now.
Is there one last twist in this? We've gone over the 4 minutes of injury time, but there was a stoppage within the injury time.
All over.
It's all over. We'll have to come back and do it again. Enda O'Donnell, he's apoplectic because he wanted the free. To be fair, I think he was held back on the way.
I don't know. I think it's fair. I think it's a fair result. I think there was 20 seconds, 30 seconds probably taken up with the injury when they were caught down inside. It was a massive opportunity for both. I think it's the right thing. It's 4 minutes is what he called.
Well, they deserve another day out, these two, and they will get another day out. Let's have a look at some of the highlights of the second half, and what a second half it was.
It's great for both clubs. What a second half. Young O'Brien, I think he deserved it because he's had an absolute. I think he got 6 from play. Oisin, you're great for the stats, but I think he had 5 or 6 definitely from play. They moved O'Donnell up. I thought Colmcille had won that last ball when it went inside. Lee Gannon, if he looks at it again, had a runner down the centre. He could have popped it off, but just great excitement. You'd hope the A final lives up to not necessarily standard, just excitement wise as well. Like both clubs really went at it. Both of them had gone up to senior A. Spellisy, like we said, was unerring. Missed 165 just at the end. He'll be disappointed with, but he was brilliant overall. He was really, really good.
And when this second goal went in, we thought maybe, just maybe, it's Faughs Day. Kieran Brennan, his second of the game.
I said it to you, if Faughs were going to win it, I thought they were going to need another goal, because I thought the formidable forward line of Costello, O'Donnell, I think in fairness to them, they looked dangerous every single time they got the ball, but he put lovely balls inside. I would have loved to see him in around the square a little bit more at times, but when there was an opportunity for Moston to run at them, they did. But credit to Whitehall, came back. Brennan and Mahoney, they brought back the years for what they'd done, and they brought the young lads on. But look, it's a really enjoyable county final, and for those people, like I said, there are people from Faughs and from Whitehall that are not able to be with us today. Like, they really, I'd say you're on the edge of your seat for most of the game. Really enjoyable B final. At times, lacked a small bit of quality maybe in the first half, but the second half really lived up to it. And in fairness to this man here as well, when he needed to, Conor O'Shea, he really drove the young lads on.
He did indeed. Well, they went down to 14. Whitehall, Colmcille, a red card on 49 minutes. Sean Moran sent off. Faughs lost a man, but deep in injury time. But somehow Whitehall, Colmcille found a way to stay in the game, and they almost snatched it at the end. They got the last 2 points. Whitehall, Colmcille.
And the prize that's there for both of them going back to senior A. They get another day out now as well. Yeah. I suppose you don't know what's going to happen in the A final yet, but it's another week's training. I see some lads down there probably saying, "Jeez, I thought it was going to be all over today." And could have been out holiday booked as well, Oisin. You wouldn't know that can happen in club terms, teams as well.
James O'Brien got the last point of the game. Whitehall and Colmcille got the first 2 before that.
Really good player. I really like James O'Brien. I think he's exciting. Again, young O'Donnell inside when he was there, but this one here. Yeah, it was definitely, and he had to do it, and you were right, at the time it was Owen, and if Owen had got inside there, like we said, he would have broke the net, but Owen had, he was in and out of it at times, but looked, I thought he looked a small bit like he was carrying one of the legs maybe at times, but like we said, Paddy was really, really good on but what a ball out as well. Like, you have to give it to Faughs. James O'Brien won a ball, 60 yards from goal. Here it is here now, on his right hand side, like in around midfield. That's a serious score to level a county final, Oisin.
It really is. He was immense all day. He would probably be the man of the match if we were awarding such a thing today. We're not. It is going to a replay. Whitehall, Colmcille and Faughs in the Senior 2 go-ahead Dublin Senior Hurling Final. Don't forget, coming up a little bit later at is it 2:15 or 2:30? I forget which. Nafina and Kilmacud Crokes in the Senior 1 decider. That's going to be live on TG Cahir. I have a feeling that could be close as well. Joe, thank you very much for being with us today, and we'll get a look at the first goal from the opening
the first goal was
half. Kieran Brennan with the first
with that
2 goals.
draw yesterday in the intermediate match between Sylvester's and Portmarnock. Wouldn't it be great for maybe that to come into Parnell maybe in the fall next week and have the Faughs one after it?
Actually, you're right, because there's a replay and then there's a playoff, because the Senior 3 champions will play the intermediate champions to see who goes in to represent Dublin in Leinster at intermediate grade. We are going to get a look maybe at that Kieran Brennan goal from the first half. Well worth a look as well. The first of his 2 today. It will pop up on social media a little bit later if we don't catch it now anyway. So you'll be able to watch the game in full back on the Dubs TV YouTube channel. Obviously, we had a little bit of a technical hitch at the start of the game. You might have missed the first 8 or so minutes, but we will bring, when it goes up online, when it goes up on YouTube, we'll put the full thing up. But we're about to hand over to TG Cahir for the Senior 1 final. Should be a good one, and you know what? I think it could be a weekend of draws, by which I mean 2 draws here today. What's your prediction for that game? Just before I let you go.
Which one?
The next one.
I gave it here during the week on the podcast.
Yeah, I didn't listen. I did,
no,
just for the people who did.
I think it's going to be. I think it's a really interesting final ahead. I think Crokes to me are the team that have been unbeaten all year. They looked really good against Ballyboden the last day. Nafina to me, have got it right at the right time. Is Shane Barrett going to play a part? I've heard that they're going to try and see some role for him. Paul O'D is a massive loss for them, but they've got things right. Credit to Neil O'Callaghan and Colin Birchill and Owen Roachin that they've got things right at the right time. You're back in the county final, but geez, Oisín, calling it, I think Crokes could win it by a couple of points, but I'd love to see both teams win it, but they can't. Okay,
that's it from us. It's ended in a draw in the Senior 2 Go Ahead Dublin Hurling final. We will have to come back and do it again. When? I'm not sure. Keep an eye on the website and keep an eye on the social media channels to find out, and I'm sure that will be announced in the next day or so. Joel, thank you very much for coming along. I think we've got another day out, didn't I tell you? This might not be our last dance of the year. It isn't, because I've imagined the replay will be on Dubs TV, but of course confirmation of that will come in the next couple of days. Right, enjoy the Senior 1 final that's coming up between Nafina and Kilmacud Crokes.
You didn't call that. Who do you thought? I know you're a Crokes
draw.
man.
I said it on the way into someone a draw.
Did you?
I think the two games today I called them both as draws, believe it or not.
Okay.
So I'm half right at the very least. Right, that's it from us for now. We might be back for the replay of the Senior 2 final, Whitehall Colmcille against Faughs. If you can't watch it, even better again, come along and take it in the ground. There's nothing better than watching hurling in the stadium itself, and what a place to come and watch at Parnell Park. It's been the home to some great encounters this year. That's it for now. We'll talk to you again soon, and the best of luck to Whitehall, Colmcille and Faughs in the replay, and to Kilmacud Crokes and Nafina in the Senior 1 decider coming up, which you can watch on TG Car. Take care, bye bye.